Dirty Dom just got tired of calling Rhea Ripley Mommy. And just like Seth Rollins, R-Truth became the latest victim of the Bronson Reed tsunami.
And here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Glad you stopped by. And if you're brand new, welcome. Grab a seat and stay a while. But do me a couple favors first. Go down and hit that subscribe button. Go next door, ring that bell. Make sure it says all so you know when the next video pops up. Hit that like button. And before you head out, drop a comment. And if you're one of the regulars here, welcome back for another round. Ask that you also hit that like button. And before you leave, drop a comment, because YouTube does love the comments. And of course, share the video out on all social media. All right, Austin, Texas was the host of Monday Night Raw this week, and the show was good. It was good. Not quite as good as last week, but quite entertaining nonetheless. So I'm going to offer some highlights and my thoughts about the show. Let's get right into it.
And here we go.
So Rhea Ripley started off the show with a in-ring promo with her recap of SummerSlam. She said that Dirty Dom wounded her, but that the wound, like something Dominic's probably heard all too often, wasn't deep enough.
Damn!
Ouch. Now, from the crowd, Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan appeared and had a response. Now, the heat that Dom was used to getting is now even more intense since he's turned his back on Rhea, and it is actually transferring over to Liv Morgan. Now, Damian Priest does his best Undertaker in the Boneyard match appearance as he appears right behind the couple and begins to beat down Dominic. Now, this makes its way back into the ring where Carlito comes in for the save. This leads to a commercial break, and when we come back, we're in the middle of a match between Damian Priest and Carlito. And now the match itself was okay. Damian got the win, and in the post-match he was attacked by the whole of the Judgment Day. Rhea comes out to chase off Liv Morgan and Dominic. At one point she got her hands on Dominic and was about to deliver her finishing move, the Riptide, only for Liv to save her man. Now, this led the Terror Twins to stand tall for the second week in a row. Now, this led to Adam Pearce, the GM of Raw, making it official. Mixed tag at Bash in Berlin, Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan versus Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Now, speaking of Adam Pearce, he had a segment where he was in his office where he is interrupted by Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's upset that Randy Orton, a SmackDown talent, is on Raw, that he gets a championship match against Gunther. And Adam Pearce says he got the match and wants no problems, and assures Drew McIntyre that there will be no problems because CM Punk is not at the show tonight, and begs Drew not to get involved in the Randy Orton Gunther segment later on. Drew calmly exclaims that CM Punk is in his past, and tonight he's going to be on his best behavior.
Sure.
And now there were some celebrities being shown during the show. Out in the crowd, we had former women's champion Candice Michelle, Hall of Famer Mark Henry and his son. Even in attendance was the NXT North American champion Oba Femi, who actually got a bit of a stare down from Otis right before the match between Otis and Akira Tozawa, Alpha Academy, versus Brutus and Julius Creed of American Made. Now, this match was a Texas Tornado tag match. For those of you who don't know, basically all 4 men are in the ring at the same time. There's no tagging in or tagging out. And this match was actually quite entertaining, as in the latter stages, Ivy Nile comes out of nowhere and attacks Maxine Dupree, putting her into a nasty Dragon Sleeper submission hold. Now, this distracted Otis long enough for the Creeds to knock him out of the ring and get the pin on Tozawa for the 1-2-3, leaving the now complete Gable Stable, also known as American Made, standing victorious in the ring. Now, we did have a women's match between Damage Control members Io Sky and Kairi Sane. I say Damage Control, but Asuka's out for an indefinite amount of time. Dakota Kai's out for another couple months with a knee injury. So these two are basically operating as they did in Stardom as a tag team called the Sky Pirates, versus 2/3 of the newly formed faction started by Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark, as this faction now has its actual name: the Pure Fusion Collective.
I'm sorry, who are you again?
No, you heard that right. The Pure Fusion Collective. Anyway, this match ended in a disqualification as the Unholy Union interfered, which we now next week are going to get a triple threat match between the Unholy Union, the Sky Pirates, aka Damage Control, and the Pure Fusion Collective.
Oh, goody.
Io Sky deserves so much better than this, but I digress. Randy Orton, as I said, was on Raw, and he came into the ring talking about how in 3 weeks he will be the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Spoiler alert, no, he won't. This prompted Gunther to come out to the ring. The two exchanged words, and Drew McIntyre's music hits. Gunther turns around as he's distracted, only to get spun back around by Randy Orton, who hits him with an RKO, which he saw coming. Randy kept his words. The actual out of nowhere part was right before Drew got into the ring. CM Punk came out of nowhere and starts attacking Drew McIntyre. Drew fends him off initially, grabs his belt, only to lose it and literally get flogged by CM Punk. I have to wonder, is Punk Drew Part 2? Is that going to be some sort of a strap match?
Duh.
And now there was a part during the show where The Miz was backstage looking rather glum. Now, R-Truth, being the good friend that he is, came with news to cheer him up. He got Miz a match versus Braun.
Wait a minute, hold it.
Oh no, it wasn't an Intercontinental Championship match against Braun Breaker. No, Miz pointed to a graphic, and it's Miz versus Bronson Reed. Oh my. Now, the match ended as expected, with Bronson hitting the Tsunami Splash from the top rope for the 1-2-3. And when Bronson starts to ascend the ropes again to go for a second Tsunami attack, R-Truth pulls the Miz out of the way, only to take the Tsunami himself. This led to another 3 Tsunamis from Bronson Reed, as just like he did with Seth Rollins before, just destroying aces on Raw. And of course, it doesn't help when the crowd is going, one more time, one more time, one more time. These folks are absolute savages. Now, I like to think that secretly, like myself, they were envisioning, instead of R-Truth, that Bronson Reed was squashing The Miz.
Yeah, that is true. That is definitely true.
And now for the main event, the actual match with Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. This was a 2 out of 3 falls match. Now, this match went back and forth, and this was a great match. For those of you who may not have liked the length of their SummerSlam match, this was more than double that, as Sami Zayn got the first pin early in the match. Now, in the end, the new champion was just too much for the crafty veteran, as Braun Breaker wins the final 2 falls and retains the Intercontinental Championship. This was great closure for these two in this series of matches, as Sami is now going to be moving on and will be teaming with Jey Uso, possibly going for the tag team titles, but eventually will be headed over to help with the Bloodline storyline. And Braun Breaker can now look forward to his next potential challenger.
It's so badass.
But these are just my thoughts. I'm going to turn it back over to you and let me know what you think down below in the comments. Be sure to check me out tonight, as we'll be talking about this stuff and a whole bunch of others on Wednesday Night is Overbooked. Also, top 5 WWE returns of all time. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, folks. Again, quick reminder before you head out the door, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hey, thanks for sticking around this long. I appreciate that. And I will see you guys all very soon. Hope you're having a great week. Have a wonderful rest of the week ahead of you. And always have fun. Hashtag keep talking. And always keep that smile on your face. Toodles.